Time now for some sports stories. Ayotinde Balogun has them.
Many thanks, Melinda. Nigeria Super Falcons have been placed in Group B in the preliminary round of the maiden edition of the Women's WAFU Cup of Nations. The team are in Pool B alongside Benin Republic, Senegal and Togo, while the hosts, Pt.4, are in Pool A with Niger, Burkina Faso and Ghana. Two teams from each group in the preliminary stage will qualify for the knockout phase of the competition. Now, the tournament will start on February the 14th to the 24th. Nigeria's national under-20 team, the Falconets, will on Saturday take on their South African counterparts in the first leg of the final round of the African qualifying race for this year's FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup finals. To reach this stage, the Falconets edged out their counterparts from Tanzania 9-0 on aggregate before sending Morocco's Under-20 girls packing 6-2 after two legs. The South African girls shot past Namibia and Burundi, and the reward for them is a two-leg battle with rivals Nigeria, with the opening leg at the Pt.4 Stadium in Polokwane this weekend. Meanwhile, the team is expected to depart for South Africa on Wednesday. In China, that country's football association, the CFA, will punish teams who flout its transfer rules following reports that two clubs are battling to sign striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the Gabon international. Chinese Super League champions Guangzhou Evergrande are reportedly prepared to pay at least 70 million euros for the Borussia Dortmund attacker, trumping an offer by rivals Beijing Guan. The CFA last year introduced a 100% tax on incoming foreign transfers in an effort to encourage Chinese clubs to invest on local youth players. The CFA will also watch closely every club's transfer movement in the new season and increase scrutiny. Director of the Tour de France, Christian Prudhomme, wishes for the doping investigation into British cyclist Chris Froome to be concluded soon. Froome was found to have doubled the legal amount of an asthma-fighting drug in his system in a test after stage 18 of the La Vuelta Tour of Spain, which he won on September the 7th last year. Mr. Prudhomme expects the International Cyclist Union will act quickly so as to close the case as soon as possible. Froome, however, risks being banned from cycling. Canadian golfer Brad Fritsch has been banned for 3 months after he reported himself to the PGA Tour officials for violating its anti-doping policy. The 40-year-old, who plays on the secondary Buy.com tour and is eligible to return to the competition on February the 28th. The banned substance was discovered in a supplement he had been taking to assist weight loss. He joins a small list of players suspended since the PGA Tour began drug testing in 2008. And that's a wrap in sports news. The news at 10 continues shortly.
As protest in Tunisia enters the second day, the country's main opposition party is throwing its weight behind the demonstrations, calling the protesters to continue. The demonstrators, who are calling on government to do something on rising prices, hit the streets of major towns across the country. The protest, which has led to the death of a Tunisian youth, follows the decision by the government yesterday to raise taxes under its 2018 Finance Act. The government has also asked the people to remain calm as the economy will bounce back soon. And it's a sad day in South Africa as emergency services say that at least 200 people have been injured in a train crash. No deaths have been reported so far in the incident in Garmston, a town which is around 12 miles east of Johannesburg. Many of those passengers were commuters on their way to work. Now, it's not clear what caused the accident, but local media say that an incoming train hit a stationary train from behind. Paramedics say passengers sustained minor to moderate injuries and will receive further treatment in hospital. And there's a landmark agreement between North Korea. They've agreed to send a delegation to the 2018 Winter Olympics taking place in South Korea in February. The breakthrough announcement comes as the countries meet for their first high-level talks in more than 2 years. The delegation will include athletes, officials, and a group of cheerleaders. Officials also say a military hotline between the two nations, suspended for nearly 2 years, will be restored starting from today. And the main news again. The Benue State Governor, Samuel Ortom, today briefed President Muhammadu Buhari on the security situation in his state, claiming that the militia attacking residents are camped in Tunga village in Nasarawa State. But Governor Tanko Almakura has countered that claim. Also today, the Independent National Electoral Commission announced the timetable and schedule for the 2019 general elections. Presidential and National Assembly elections will hold on February the 16th, 2019, while the governorship, state assembly and area council elections in the Federal Capital Territory will take place on March the 2nd, 2019. Plus, North and South Korea today agreed to hold military talks to reduce border tensions following first high-level meeting in 2 years. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Achimami.